Hi everyone. First, thanks for making time today. I know we had to change our plan because of we could not meet at the library like we wanted. I really appreciate that we're still manage to keep this going smoothly. So for today's discussions, we need to do three main things. First is share the news we gather for both of our SDG team, which is quality education and good health and well-being. Second, choose one article for each team that we will report on in our video. And finally, plan when and how we will record our full news report.
Yeah, it's affectionate about the library, but I'm glad we can still meet up like this.
Agree, let's get into it so we don't fall behind.
Start with quality education. Who want to share it first?
I will go. So, I found a really strong article from UNICEF titled 244 million children and youths are still out of school. It basically shows that even today, millions of children still don't have access to education, especially in poor or conflict-affected areas. The article also highlights the need for global investment and action. It's shocking because the number is huge. A source from unicef.org.
Wow, 244 million is a really big number that shows the problem is not small at all. It makes you wonder how many kids in our own region are also missing out.
True, I found an article on The Guardian. It focused on the digital divide. How during the pandemic, school moved online, but many students, especially in rural or low-income areas, had no internet or device. So they were just left behind. It's a bit more specific, but it really shows the inequality in access to education. Source The Guardian.
Mine's about Malaysia recent education reform plan. It's talk about shifting away from heavy exam-based learning and more toward creativity, problem solving, and digital skills. I thought it was interesting because it connects directly to how education quality is defined. Source The Star.
I read one from UNESCO and it focused on the global shortage of teachers. According to the article, to reach the 2030 education goal, we need million more trained teachers. That's a big part of challenge too. Source UNESCO.org.
These are all great, honestly. But I feel like Amisha article gives the most powerful overall message. It's global, the numbers are big, and it set the foundation for why quality education is such a crucial SDG.
Yeah, and it also worked well for our video. The scale of the issue will catch attention, and the source is very reliable.
Plus, we can still connect it to the other issue we mentioned like digital divide or lack of teachers. But start with a big picture.
I agree. Let's lock that in.
Perfect. So we have chosen the UNICEF article on 244 million children out of school for quality education. Alright, let's move on to our second theme, which is good health and well-being. Who want to start first?
I can go first. I found an article from the World Health Organization titled Mental Health Conditions Are Rising Among Youth Globally. It says anxiety and depression are among the leading causes of illness and disability among teenagers. It also explains how schools and communities need to do more to support mental health. Source WHO.
That's really relevant issue. Mine is kind of similar. I read an article from South China Morning Post about the rising suicide rates among students in Asia. It mentioned how academic pressure and social expectations are becoming too much for young people. It's very emotional, but it really makes us think. Source from SCMP.
I look into something more physical health related. It's about how the Malaysian government is trying to reduce obesity and diabetes, especially among children. School canteens are being encouraged to provide healthier food, and there are a lot of awareness campaigns going on. Source Malay Mail.
I found one that focused on waterborne disease during flood. In Southeast Asia, flood can cause outbreak of cholera and dengue, especially in areas with poor sanitation. The article discussed health risk after natural disaster. Source Channel News Asia.
I feel like Smio article connect really well with our education themes too. Youth mental health is something schools should address and the WHO source make it very reliable.
Agree. Plus, we can relate it to students we know. Mental health isn't always talked about enough, but really affect how people perform in school in life.
Yeah, even in our local content, we have heard of students getting stressed or burned out.
True, and I think it will make our report more meaningful if we touch on something that also affects us directly or people around us.
Great. So we will go with the WHO article on youth mental health received for our second team. Alright, to summarize, we have chosen quality education, article UNICEF on 244 million children out of school. Good health and well-being, WHO article on mental health issue among youth. Next, each of us will work on preparing our individual parts for the full news report. Also, since the library is no longer an option, we need to decide where we'll record the video.
Do you guys want to do it online? Like, we each record our part and combine.
That could work. Or maybe if someone's house is available, we can do it in one place.
Let's discuss it more in our group chat later, but I agree we need to lock down the date and method quickly.
Yeah, we don't want to rush it last minute.
Okay, thanks everyone. Great job for today. Let's finalize our script and confirm the recording plan soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.